Alright, welcome back. As I reported, Ubuntu will drop support for X11 or Zorg, as I reported, as in Borg. Resistance is futile. Ubuntu will be dropping support for Xorg in the next Ubuntu, which is 25.10, questing Quokka. So what does this mean for Windows users or for current users of Ubuntu? Well, previous versions of Ubuntu will not be affected. For example, here I have Ubuntu 25.04. This is not affected by the decision until, of course, it's time to upgrade when Ubuntu 25.04 or previous versions of Ubuntu expire. Then you will have to upgrade either to Ubuntu or something else. Other Ubuntu flavors right now are not affected, such as Lubuntu, Ubuntu, Linux Mint is an option too. Those are not affected right now. If you require Xorg to run X11 apps, well, you can forget about that. Those will not run. It appears from what I've read that Wayland still breaks everything according to this blog here. So if you need Xorg X11 to run, in the future Ubuntu is not your choice, but there are other choices for Linux. And I'm guessing Xorg packages, the display server X11 is not going away from what I understand. It's just Ubuntu's decision based on GNOME's decision. Again, I've said years ago that GNOME is not a very good desktop environment for Windows users. There are other options. What if you are a Windows user and you don't want to mess with installing anything, but you're intrigued about Linux? Well, there's always a Chromebook. They're inexpensive. They work. There is no Linux drama. You never have to use the terminal. Everything works the way it should as far as getting on the web and do what you need to do for streaming stuff. So Chromebook may be the best option for some Windows users. There is a fork of X11 called X Libre, but sadly there are dark forces of Linux that want to squash this project. And even if this project isn't squashed, Wayland has been in development almost 20 years. And I suspect even if X Libre isn't squashed, many of you will probably retire down to Florida before we see X Libre as a viable option.